Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Spring is coming up and it is an extremely important time of year when it comes to what is ahead for you. So I wanted to make sure that you all had the necessary information to make the most of the opportunities coming your way. I also know that with all this talk of the coronavirus, that there's an energy of uncertainty, and I wanted to make sure that I did what I could to help you put things in perspective. So let's not waste time, let's get right to it. Let's go. Okay, first let's talk about the coronavirus. The final astrological cycle of the year is when we shift into winter in the Northern Hemisphere. Now that we're coming to the end of winter, it is a time for all things to come to a head, for all things to come to light in your personal life and as a collective. This way there's awareness around the things that we need to tend to. When there are lessons to be learned, the universe finds a way to create the circumstances for the necessary transformation. 2020 is a 4 universal year, and 4 is the number that represents responsibility and work. With this coronavirus situation, it is offering us the opportunity to pay attention to the one thing that so many of us don't pay attention to, not only as individuals, but as a collective, as human beings on this planet. That one thing is health. Look how many of us die from preventable disease every year. Look at the health of the actual planet itself and how we have not been responsible in terms of doing the things necessary to keep ourselves and the planet healthy. So let's be grateful for the opportunity to start really paying attention to health. The health of ourselves, the health of our fellow human beings, and the health of the actual planet. Now, as we shift into spring, we are given the opportunity for transformation, for new beginnings. But what is the use of getting a new start if you're going to continue the same old irresponsible behavior? So remembering that 2020 is a 4 universal year and that the theme is responsibility, it is in our best interest to take these last few days of winter to really ask ourselves, what is it that I need to tend to in my life? What are the irresponsible behaviors that I need to transform and replace with responsible behaviors so I can thrive? It is no surprise that on March 24th, when we shift into the new moon of Aries, Mars will be in Capricorn, Jupiter will be in Capricorn, Pluto will be in Capricorn, and Capricorn is all about responsibility. The universe is lining up to help us overcome not just coronavirus, but any areas of our lives that we have been neglecting. Saturn will be in Aquarius, bringing innovation to the way that we go about handling the responsibilities of the current situation. And we are for sure set up to not only overcome this, but to learn the lessons that will motivate the necessary changes and transformation that the universe is urging us to make. Not to mention, the North Node is in Cancer, which is urging us to remember that we are all in this together. We must work collectively as a family to get to the other side of these challenges. Love, togetherness, support, protecting the family unit. These are all the things that are going to get us through this. Speaking of the North Node in Cancer, while we are spending so much of our time at home, we can recognize the fact that we all could probably use this time to focus more on deepening our love and appreciation for our families. So the spring season is the perfect time for us to plant the seeds of transformation so we can start to see resolution with this whole thing by the end of spring season going into summer. But in the meantime, ask yourself, are you going to use this as a distraction and excuse not to continue living your life, or as information and motivation to move forward and use this spring as a new beginning for yourself? If you're interested in stepping into the spring with optimism, ready to focus on planting the seeds to manifest the things you desire, then let me first give you an overview of what the first portion of spring, Aries season, means for all of us. Basically, the actions you take during Aries season, and really all of spring, but mainly Aries season, sets the tone for the rest of the year. So it is really important to get clear on the vision that you have for yourself in terms of where you want to see yourself by the time we hit winter in December of 2020. So when you're setting your goals, think in terms of achieving those goals by the winter of this year, knowing that you will continue to see those goals manifest through the end of March 2021. Establish the goals that you want to accomplish when it comes to health, wealth, and love. So take the next few days to come up with your number 1 goal in each of those areas. You may have more than one goal, but it is best in terms of effectiveness and focus to prioritize and make one major goal in each area. Then list the secondary goals in each area and so on. That way, once you achieve the top goal in each area, you can move on to the other goals on that list. So in this video, I'll give you an overview of what to expect and plan for during Aries season. And in the next video that I'm going to release on Sunday, I'll go in depth for each sign the best way to navigate Aries season, which starts this year on March 20th and ends on April 19th. So in terms of the overall energy for all of us during this time, like I said, it's all about planting seeds. Making sure to remember that by March 24th, the official new moon in Aries, you want to have a clear vision of what you want to create for yourself. So this way you can begin to plant the seeds of intention that will result in manifesting your vision into reality. When I say planting seeds, I mean taking action with clear focus, a positive feeling, and a genuine intention. Make sure that all of these things support your vision. Each action you take is a seed planted. For those of you that have any fire in your chart, that part of your personality will be influenced more intensely by the Aries energy. If your moon is in Sagittarius or Leo, then during Aries season, you will be much more emotional, more easily triggered. You want to make sure not to give into that reactive behavior though, because remember, any issue can be resolved with solution-oriented communication. Mercury, the planet of communication, will start Aries season still in Pisces and then shift into Aries on April 11th. This will help all of us go from heavy emotions like fear and uncertainty to clarity and confidence when it comes to what we need to do in our own lives, as well as what we want to do to contribute to society as a whole. Venus, the planet of love, pleasure, and money, we all love money, will start Aries season in Taurus and shift into Gemini on April 3rd, which will give us all the urge for two things. We will want to make sure we're having fun in our relationships. So if you're in a relationship and the two of you have been spending so much time doing the same old thing, which may have been comforting for a while, especially with all these quarantine mandates going on, but when Venus shifts from Taurus to Gemini, you'll have the urge to spice things up. So make sure you do so to reinvigorate the relationship. The cool thing is that the way that the universe works is always letting us know what we need to do to move forward and to maintain balance. The second thing we will have the urge to do when Venus shifts into Gemini is we will have the urge to spend more money than we should. So be careful and budget accordingly, so you won't find yourself going into Taurus season asking yourself, where did all my money go? Mars, the planet of physical action, energy, and physical desire, will start Aries season in Capricorn, then shift to Aquarius on March 30th. While it's in Capricorn, Mars will be supporting us in being strong, decisive, and calculating with our actions. Once it shifts into Aquarius, overall, we may be feeling more restless and even feeling the desire to get out and experience more physical interactions. So depending on the circumstances, you want to make sure to channel the energy into your goals and coming up with ideas of how to up your game when it comes to your day-to-day strategy, as opposed to giving into the urge to go out and scatter your energy in the name of fun and blowing off steam. On April 4th, Jupiter, the planet of good luck, optimism, and success, will conjunct Pluto, the planet of hidden, immeasurable power, which is fantastic when it comes to accessing and expressing your natural talents. Jupiter will still be in Capricorn, so your ability to remain consistent while focusing on your goals will be amplified. So this all supports how effective you can be this Aries season. And remember, this is for all of us. This is an overview of how the sun being in Aries affects all of us as a whole, so we can make the most of that energetic opening that Aries season can bring. The full moon during Aries season will occur on April 7th, and remember, the full moon is the culmination of the goals and intentions that you set during the new moon. So when it comes to long-term goals, you want to use the entirety of Aries season and spring as a whole to plant your seeds. But in terms of your short-term goals, you want to set those on the new moon and plan to realize those goals by the full moon. So maybe you want to get your calendar out, and on March 24th, when we hit the new moon, you might want to write down what your short-term goal is that you want to achieve by April 7th. So that way you're working with the energetic flow of the universe and you're allowing that energy to support you, to back you up, and help propel you forward. The full moon on April 7th will be in Libra, so you also want to make sure that one of the short-term goals you set for yourself on March 24th is to create more balance in your life. Are you eating right? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you giving the necessary energy to the areas of your life that you want to improve? Are you meditating and taking the time to do the things that will keep your mind, body, and soul connection in alignment? This way, if you set these intentions on March 24th, by the time the full moon in Libra rolls around, you'll be able to embrace Libra's balancing energy from a place of being in the flow instead of thinking, oh crap, here comes the Libra full moon, let it shake my world up into alignment. Trust me, that version is much more chaotic and much more difficult to then get in the flow. If you're already in alignment, you can enhance that balance and move forward from a place of working at optimum power. So those are the main energies at play celebrate during this Aries season. The overall theme is reinvention, new beginnings, hitting the reset button and coming out strong. Let's take this journey together. Let's make sure we follow all the guidelines concerning the coronavirus, but also do not forget to live your life in the process and stay focused on the things that you want to manifest this year. This 4 universal year can be the year of ultimate transformation for all of us, and we can start that transformation with strength and focus with this new moon in Aries. If you enjoyed this information, please let me know by hitting the like button. I'm planning on making the horoscope predictions for each individual sign, like I said, but in the meantime, let's use these current challenges as fuel and motivation to move forward. I'm sending you all love. I'm sending you all good vibes. Stay healthy, stay safe, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.